That was nearly 20 years ago. There used to be a bi-weekly magazine called Happy Dragon where you could read different manga there. I remembered one of the manga was about a card game. In the story, card creatures will materialize in battles, and each duelist is protected by 5 shields in a duel. In order to win, a duelist must summon creatures to destroy all the opponent's shields and launch the final attack, and the defeated duelist will lose his life. You heard it correctly. Hello, I am Falcon. In this video, I am going to talk about a manga called Duel Masters. Once upon a time, there was a boy, Shobu Kirifuda, who was keen on the card game, Magic, the Gathering. After the disappearance of his father, Shobu took the cards left by him and embarked on the journey to find his father through dueling. In order to become stronger, Shobu trained in the temple, defeated the temple guardians and was about to fight the strongest person there, Hakuo. However, as Wizards of the Coast is going to launch a new card game, Duel Masters, the director of the story interrupted them. He said, "We will no longer use Magic, the Gathering cards in duels. You must use the forbidden Duel Masters cards in the final battle. By the way, if you lose in a Duel Masters duel, you will lose your life." Shobu defeated Hakuo, but did not make the final attack. Hakuo's mentor decided that Shobu had given up his turn and ordered Hakuo to launch the final attack on Shobu. Shobu used Smile. It's super effective. It touched Hakuo's heart that he disobeyed his mentor's order and stopped his creature from attacking Shobu. After the duel, Shobu and Hakuo became friends. The first 6 volumes of Duel Masters manga were about Magic, the Gathering, and it was abruptly changed to Duel Masters in Volume 7. Interestingly, when Duel Masters manga was released in Hong Kong via Happy Dragon, the story was started from Volume 8, while Volumes 1 to 7 were sold as a prequel of the series. When I bought Volume 1, I was so puzzled that Shobu was playing the card library of Alexandria from Magic, the Gathering instead of Duel Masters. I thought I had bought the wrong manga. After leaving the temple, Shobu met a duelist, the baby man George. Shobu was caught by George and forced to duel him with Duel Masters cards. When Shobu was about to win, Dr. Root, George's mentor, interrupted them by punishing George with a punching machine because George had been run away from his training. Shobu couldn't stand his actions, so he challenged Dr. Root to a duel, but Dr. Root was far more experienced. Shobu was defeated and engulfed by Dr. Root's creature, and his soul ascended to the sky. Dr. Root used his medical skills to save Shobu's life, but Shobu was traumatized after the defeat and lost the courage to pick up a Duel Masters card. Shobu met another pupil of Dr. Root, who happened to be Shobu's friend Hakuo. Hakuo used Smash. It's super effective. Encouraged by Hakuo, Shobu could play Duel Masters cards again. They became stronger under the training of Dr. Root, and successfully entered into the Duel Masters Battle Arena tournament. They promised each other to have another duel in the tournament. Shobu advanced to the Final 4, yet before the match between Hakuo and Yujiro, Yujiro held 2 of the temple guardians, Mikuni and Aizen, captive, and forced Hakuo to duel before their official match. He even used electric shocks to hurt Mikuni and Aizen when Hakuo's shield was broken. Yujiro, who held a grudge against Hakuo, reprimanded Hakuo for his wrongdoings in the temple, like abandoning the weak and considered the strong, his companions included, as nothing but his punching bags. However, Mikuni revealed the secret of Hakuo, that when he was young, he was defeated by an evil duelist, and his mother sacrificed her life to block the opponent's final attack. After the tragedy, Hakuo blamed himself very much that he slowly became a cold-hearted person on his way to become stronger. In order not to endanger Mikuni and Aizen, Hakuo agreed to terminate the duel and quit the tournament. When Yujiro thought his plan had succeeded, Shobu reminded Hakuo of their promise. After that, Hakuo changed his mind, and broke all the shields of Yujiro. When Haku was about to win, Yujiro pushed him away, and the belt around Hakuo exploded. Yujiro, with his belt intact, lied that the belt will explode if a duelist loses, but that was not the case. This scene is a reference of Volume 6, when Shobu and his rival Kokujo obtained the keys to the room of Hakuo. They must duel each other in order to challenge Hakuo. When Shobu won, Kokujo was injured by his key, which exploded right after his defeat. According to an interview, the author of the manga, Mr. Matsumoto, revealed the reasons for putting dark and heavy themes in Duel Masters, despite it being a manga for children. He said he often thought about what will happen to the winners and losers, and what will be left by his characters after their battles. In the temple, losers were discarded in a cruel manner, while winners kept dueling to climb up the stairs of glory. Hakuo won the duel, but was severely injured by Yujiro. The people watching the battle were furious. Shobu was enraged at Yujiro. He started a duel when others were busy sending Hakuo to the hospital. This manga has taught me a lesson. Remember to put cards with shield trigger ability in your deck. When your shield is broken and it is a card with the shield trigger ability, you can cast the spell or summon the creature immediately for no cost. One of the key features of Duel Masters is shield trigger, as it enables a disadvantaged player to act in a turn and probably reverse the situations. In the battle between Shobu and Yujiro, Shobu was going to lose the last shield. Meanwhile at the hospital, Hakuo's heart stopped beating, and Hakuo's soul ascended to the sky, reunited with his deceased mother. But Hakuo saw Shobu on the ground having the lower hand. He descended from the sky and stood in front of Shobu. Hakuo looked back at Shobu and smiled. A miracle happened. Shobu's last broken shield was a shield trigger Hakuo gave to him, called Holy Ore, which tapped all creatures of Yujiro. With the help of friendship, Shobu defeated Yujiro and Hakuo came back to life. By the way, in my opinion, Hakuo is the heroine in the story. Never underestimate the power of a shield trigger. After Shobu won the tournament, a group of evil duelists from the Fure family suddenly appeared. Shobu's group went out and chased them. Sakai, leader of the Fure family, took away some memories of Hakuo, that he started behaving like a child. In order to regain the memories of Hakuo, Shobu went to find Zakira's secret base with the help of the mysterious man, Potman. Almost at the same time, members of the Fure family broke into the temple and took Hakuo away. It was revealed that it was Zakira's plan to remove Hakuo's memories. As Hakuo forgetting someone who loses a duel will lose his life, Hakuo would become a formidable duelist. In order to save Hakuo, Shobu confronted Sakai and dueled him. Everyone thought that Shobu was about to succeed, but Zakira's shield trigger burst shot wiped out the remaining creatures of Shobu that Shobu could not make the final attack. Zakira's creature was about to finish Shobu, but Potman sacrificed his life to block the opponent's final blow. In the end, Sakai and members of the Fure family who had captured Hakuo, standing on a UFO, ascended to the sky, ready to conquer the world. In the anime, it was changed to Shobu watching Hakuo lose his original personality and become a member of the Fure family, White. You must be wondering why you don't remember the scene from the anime at all. According to a guide for Duel Masters anime and manga made by Reddit user Kogami, there are 7 seasons of Shobu arc anime. The first season and Duel Masters Charge are based on the content from manga volumes 1 to 17, while Charge was never fully aired outside Japan. It is worth mentioning in the English dubs, the lines and content are quite different from the original Japanese versions. Charge was the last season that directly adapted to the manga's plot, while the sequels to the manga, Fighting Edge and Starcross, were never adapted directly into the anime. After Charge, the following 2 seasons known as Zero, were with alternate timeline and plot, while Cross and Cross Shock together can be considered as the soft reboot of the Shobu era anime. In other words, in the anime, Shobu could not find his lost father, nor rescue his friend who had become an evil duelist in the end. While the publication of Chinese Duel Masters manga ceased in 2009, the publication of the manga in Japan has never stopped. In the last year, the new era, Duel Masters Win had begun. Its setting of the story is completely different from the previous arcs. The new protagonist is Win Kirafuda and primarily uses Darkness Civilization cards. Nearly 20 years have passed. Duel Masters has become one of the leading card games in Japan. Recently, the cards have been sold outside of Japan. Maybe in the near future, we will be able to see the translated manga and anime again. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment and share your views on Duel Masters. See you next time.